The rain had started before sunset and never stopped. By midnight, the glass walls surrounding Nexera cyber systems reflected nothing except streaks of water and the faint glow of city lights beneath heavy clouds. 42 floors above the streets, the building remained awake long after most of the city surrendered to sleep. Monitors flickered. Servers hummed. Emergency notifications echoed through isolated departments. The entire company felt different tonight. Tense. Fragile. Like a ship crossing violent water while pretending everything was under control. In the Security Operations Center, nearly every desk held evidence of a long battle: unfinished energy drinks, abandoned laptops, wrinkled jackets thrown over chairs. Only one station remained active. 6 monitors. 3 keyboards. Scrolling code. Threat maps. Real-time intrusion attempts. And one man. Ethan Cole stared at the screens with eyes so bloodshot they looked injured. 32 years old. Brilliant. Quiet. The kind of employee most executives forgot existed because he solved problems before they became visible. His dark hair was messy from running his hands through it repeatedly. His white shirt was wrinkled beneath a gray hoodie he kept wearing despite company dress policies. His beard showed several days of neglect. He hadn't intended to stay at work this long. 48 hours earlier, at 2:11 a.m., unusual activity appeared across one of Nexera's financial data clusters. Tiny inconsistencies. Nothing dramatic. A failed login. Then another. Then strange traffic patterns from international locations. To most analysts, it looked harmless. To Ethan, it looked like preparation. The beginning. Predators testing doors before forcing entry. He reported concerns immediately. A warning email. Then another. Then direct messages. He requested emergency review protocols. No response. At 6 a.m. the following day, management classified it as low priority. False positives happened constantly. Nobody wanted expensive panic. But Ethan kept watching. Patterns formed. Code signatures repeated. The attacks evolved. Whoever was behind them wasn't trying random breaches. They understood enterprise infrastructure. They were patient. Organized. Professional. By hour 12, Ethan stopped trusting that leadership would react in time. So he acted. Alone. He rewrote firewall rules. Built temporary containment systems. Redirected vulnerable traffic. Created monitoring scripts. Every minute without intervention increased risk. And eventually, the attack revealed itself. Not one source. Hundreds. Distributed. Layered. Sophisticated enough to overwhelm standard defenses. By then, executives finally noticed. Meetings started. Emergency calls. Urgent discussions. People rushed through hallways carrying laptops. Managers demanded updates. Yet amid all the noise, Ethan remained where he'd started. At his desk. Working. Hour after hour. Someone from HR brought sandwiches around noon. He forgot to eat. A colleague left coffee beside him. The cup went cold. His phone vibrated repeatedly. He ignored it. Near midnight, his younger sister texted. "You missed dinner again. Are you alive?" No reply. Another message appeared 2 hours later. "Don't become dad." He saw it. Didn't answer. Because she understood what she meant. Their father had spent decades working impossible hours, convinced sacrifice was duty. Heart attack at 54. Gone before retirement. Ethan remembered standing beside a hospital bed years ago while machines beeped softly. His father smiled weakly. Being responsible means carrying weight other people don't see. At 19, Ethan thought those words sounded noble. At 32, he wasn't sure anymore. Still, he kept working. Because systems depended on him. Because millions of users trusted Nexera. Because failure had consequences beyond quarterly reports. At hour 28, another analyst approached. Marcus. Younger. Talented. Exhausted. Dude, Marcus said quietly, go home for a few hours. Ethan kept typing. Can't. You haven't slept. I'm fine. Marcus stared. You look terrible. No response. The younger analyst lowered his voice. The executive team finally approved incident response. Ethan stopped briefly. When? 30 minutes ago. His jaw tightened. 30 minutes. After more than a day. Too late. The attack had already changed. Escalated. He returned to coding. Marcus remained standing. You know this company wouldn't kill itself for you. Ethan's fingers paused. Only for a second. Then continued moving. I know. Marcus frowned. Then why stay? The answer came quietly. Because the people affected won't know my name. Marcus said nothing after that. He walked away. At hour 33, system stabilized briefly. Then everything exploded. Warnings appeared simultaneously across 3 monitors. Unauthorized privilege escalation detected. Encryption attempts. Internal pathways compromised. Someone had entered deeper layers. Not enough to destroy. Enough to prepare. Ethan sat straighter. Adrenaline erased fatigue. His fingers moved rapidly. Commands. Containment. Isolation. Countermeasures. The world narrowed into logic and instinct. Time disappeared. Outside, dawn arrived unnoticed. Then afternoon. Then night again. Employees rotated shifts. People left. Returned. Left again. Ethan remained. His hoodie stayed on the chair. His posture worsened. His speech slowed. But he remained. By hour 45, the attack weakened. Not ended. Contained. Barely. He finally leaned back. For the first time in nearly 2 days. The room was quieter now. Almost empty. The clock read 3:17 a.m. Rain tapped softly against glass. His vision blurred. One monitor displayed successful deployment percentages. Another tracked reduced intrusion attempts. He stared without processing. His body felt strange. Heavy. Like gravity increased. His hands trembled slightly, reaching for coffee. Empty cup. He laughed once. A small tired sound. Then silence. His phone lit again. Another message from his sister. Please tell me you're sleeping somewhere. His thumb hovered over the screen. He typed. Busy. Deleted it. Typed. I'll call tomorrow. Deleted that too. The screen went dark. He dropped the phone beside the keyboard. Tomorrow. People always promised tomorrow. Sleep tomorrow. Family tomorrow. Health tomorrow. Then years disappeared. His eyes burned. The numbers on screen became difficult to focus on. He reviewed containment logs one final time. Successful. For now. Maybe enough. Maybe. His thoughts fragmented. His head lowered slowly toward folded arms. Just for a minute. Only 1 minute. The blinking lights softened. The server sounds became distant. And after 48 relentless hours, Ethan Cole fell asleep at his desk. Not deeply. Not peacefully. His mind remained trapped between exhaustion and alarm. Dreams arrived in broken pieces. Hospital corridors. His father's tired smile. University nights studying cybersecurity while classmates slept. His first day at Nexera, believing talent mattered more than politics. Then flashing red warning symbols. Emergency alerts. Voices overlapping. Failure. 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 Until. Unbelievable. A sharp voice cut through everything. His eyes opened slowly. Confused. Heavy. For a moment he forgot where he was. Then reality returned. Monitors. Rain. Office. Pain in his neck. And standing several feet away. Olivia Hayes. CEO. Even exhausted, Ethan recognized the effect she had on rooms. People straightened unconsciously around her. Conversations changed. Her reputation inside Nexera bordered on mythology. Brilliant strategist. Merciless standards. Built the company into a global powerhouse before turning 40. Investors admired her. Employees feared disappointing her. Tonight she wore a charcoal suit with a black coat draped over one arm. Perfect posture. Sharp expression. Behind her stood 2 senior executives and an operations director. Their faces carried discomfort. Olivia's carried irritation. Her gaze moved toward the empty coffee cups. The sleeping setup. Then back to Ethan. You chose an interesting time for a nap. His brain struggled to catch up. He pushed himself upright too quickly. Pain shot through his shoulders. The room tilted briefly. His voice cracked. He swallowed. Tried again. I was monitoring. Olivia interrupted. Our systems are under active threat. Cold. Controlled. Yet I find a senior analyst asleep. Nearby employees pretended not to listen. Nobody wanted attention. Ethan looked at the screens. Containment protocols still active. Traffic reduced. His scripts running. Evidence everywhere. He spoke carefully. I've been handling the breach. Olivia crossed her arms. Handling? Her eyebrows lifted slightly. Sleeping at your desk qualifies as handling? The operations director shifted awkwardly. One executive glanced at Ethan's monitors. Recognition flickered briefly. Concern. Then disappeared. Because speaking against a CEO carried risk. Ethan inhaled slowly. His chest felt tight. I've been here 48 hours. Silence. 1 second. 2. Olivia's expression didn't change. Instead she answered. No one forced you. The words landed harder than shouting. He stared. Not angry yet. Only stunned. Because after everything. After missed meals. After emergency patches. After carrying responsibility beyond his position. This was the conclusion. Negligence. Weakness. Failure. Olivia continued. Leadership requires judgment. If you're too exhausted to work, you step away. His tired mind searched for responses. Found none. Because explaining sacrifice to someone who doesn't see it often sounds like excuse-making. Then came the sentence that changed everything. She turned slightly toward an HR executive appearing through a tablet call. Deactivate his credentials. The room froze. Even distant keyboard sounds seemed to stop. Ethan stared at her. Certain he misunderstood. What? Her eyes met his directly. Professional. Unmoved. Your access ends immediately. The tablet voice confirmed. Processing termination. A soft electronic sound followed. Beep. His employee badge deactivated. His primary monitor locked. Then another. Then all 6. 48 hours of work disappeared behind authorization screens. No drama. Just silence. The kind that hurts more. Someone nearby whispered. Jesus. Another employee looked down immediately. Ethan remained seated, trying to process. His thoughts moved slowly through exhaustion. He had imagined criticism. Suspension. Mandatory leave. Not this. Finally he stood. His legs nearly failed. He steadied himself using the desk. Olivia watched without expression. Waiting. As if concluding an unpleasant meeting. Then Ethan spoke. Quietly. Not bitter. Not pleading. The attack isn't finished. Her answer arrived instantly. IT will continue. His tired eyes held hers. For one strange moment, disappointment replaced exhaustion. You think this is over? No reply. He removed his badge carefully. Placed it on the desk. Not thrown. Not dramatic. Simply returned. Then. Good luck. 3 words. Nothing more. He picked up his backpack. Walked toward the elevator. Nobody stopped him. Nobody thanked him. Nobody asked what he'd built into the defenses. The doors closed. And with them, the only person who fully understood the battlefield left the building. At 6:43 a.m., alarms exploded across Nexera headquarters. Emergency notifications flooded every department. Systems failed. Servers crashed. Customer databases became inaccessible. Internal communication collapsed. Stock monitoring dashboards turned red. Engineers shouted over each other. Executives rushed through corridors. Panic replaced confidence within minutes. Inside the executive war room, Olivia stood before massive screens displaying cascading failures. What happened? She demanded. No immediate answer. Only frightened faces. Then the cybersecurity director spoke. Voice strained. The containment architecture vanished. What does that mean? Another silence. Longer. Dangerous. Finally. It means the protections weren't ours. Olivia turned sharply. What? The director swallowed. His face pale. The analyst terminated this morning. He hesitated. He built emergency defenses manually. Nobody spoke. The realization spread slowly across the room. Like cold water. Another engineer whispered. For 48 hours he held them back alone. Silence followed. Heavy. And for the first time in years. CEO Olivia Hayes looked at the collapsing systems around her. And felt something she almost never experienced. Fear.